Hello and welcome to the Gypsy Witch Magic Shop. Today I will be talking about absinthe, the symbol of transformation. The green fairy isn't just another name for absinthe. She is a metaphorical concept of artistic enlightenment and exploration, of poetic inspiration, of a freer state of mind, of new ideas, of a changing social order. To the ignorant drunk, absinthe will forever remain but potent alcohol, perhaps with a bit of high thrown in. To the original Bohemians of 1890s Paris, the fairy was a welcomed symbol of transformation. She was the trusted guide en route to artistic innovation. She was the symbol of thirst for life to Arthur Rimbaud, the first punk poet. It was the fairy who guided him and his fellow poet and partner, Paul Verlaine, on their quest to escape the conventional reality of their time into the sanctuary of the surreal. Transformation has always been the fundamental essence of the green fairy, for transformation is what she provides on several parallels. During the magical ritual of La Louche, the drink itself first transforms from the concentrated, alcohol-rich, deep emerald green color into an alluring, opalescent, cloudy greenish-white mixture. This, of course, is symbolic of the subsequent transformation that shall take place in the drinker's mind, as the cool water liberates the power of wormwood oil and the other herbal ingredients from the green concentrate. So will new ideas, concepts, and notions be set free in the mind of the drinker, be he a poet, an artist, a scientist, or the common man on the street. Apparently so, anyway. The green fairy is the goddess of artistic rebellion. Let there be no doubt that the turn of the last 2 centuries produced art, poetry, and ideas that were, for their time, shockingly original, rebellious, and challenging to the extreme. This was the time of Rimbaud and Verlaine, who pursued their quest of challenging convention whenever they came across it. Their antics caused outrage across Europe at the time, but their ingenious poetry, a reflection of their search for the true meaning of life, remains with us to this day. Inspiring and liberating, the green fairy was a powerful symbol of the avant-garde elite that gathered in Parisian cafes at the turn of the last 2 centuries. In this sense, the fairy was what pot later became to the hippie subculture of the 1960s. In her company, or under her influence, belly puck writers and artists became lucid commentators on an emerging new world. With the stroke of a brush or a pen, they experimented, they rebelled, they provoked, and so they successfully subverted the stuffy conventions of the time. The effects of absinthe are many, and some quite inexplicable. As all fans of the special green liquor know, this truly is a drink in its own class, and we are not talking about absinthe's fascinating history or its romantic connections to the art world. This time, we are talking about the phenomenal effects of absinthe on a drinker's mental faculties and sense of reality. This time, we are talking about the absinthe effects on the mind. The clear-headed form of inebriation, so odd for a drink that typically contains between 50 and 70% of alcohol, never fails to surprise those who reach for a glass for the first time. People always remark how odd it is. They expect to feel drunk, as they would on any other spirit, but it doesn't work quite in the usual way with absinthe. Somehow, absinthe just has a different effect on people. Maybe it is a kind of drunkenness, but it's a weird kind of drunkenness, with this bizarre clarity of thought that comes with it. Arthur Rimbaud, the famous French poet, sipped the green drink to liberate the sacred thing, his mind, as he daydreamed voyages of discovery that nobody had heard of, and every kind of magic. Ernest Hemingway called absinthe brain-warming, idea-changing liquid alchemy. Many other artists and writers regularly enjoyed the company of the Green Fairy in search of inspiration. Drinking absinthe, it seems, does have the perplexing effects of illuminating the mind. As a metaphorical creature locked within a bottle of absinthe, the Green Fairy continues to earn her reputation as the artist's muse all over the world. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and please view my shop for absinthe-inspired products. Have a wonderful evening. Blessed be.